Okay, let's continue creating our Lucky 7 program by setting properties for the 7 objects in our form. To set a property for an object, you must first select the object on your form. Let's start by setting the caption property for the Command 1 object. First, we'll click the Command button on the form. Then we'll double-click the title bar of the Properties window to get a better look at our property settings. The property setting we want to change is Caption, which controls the text that is displayed in the Command button when the program runs. We'll click the Caption setting in the Properties window, click the setting, which is currently Command 1, and set the new setting to be Spin. We'll do the same thing for the second Command button. We'll click the Command button, we'll click the Caption property, and we'll type End for that Command button's name. Okay, let's continue by setting the property settings for the first 3 label objects on our program. Since these will have the same property settings, we'll set them as a group. First, we'll click the first label object, and we'll hold down the Shift key and click the second and third label objects. Now we'll go to the Properties window and select a border style, which is Fixed Single. That will give a 3D effect to our buttons. We'll set Alignment to Center, which will center our numbers. And we'll change the font using the Font dialog box. To make our numbers look big and bold, we'll select Times New Roman, Bold, 24 point. Right now, the word Label appears in our buttons, but we'll change that with program code when the program runs. Now let's set the text that will appear in the Label 4 object. This should be the program title Lucky 7. So we'll go over to the Properties window, click the Caption property, and type Lucky 7. Then we'll use the Font dialog box to select Arial, Bold, 24 point type. And we'll use the For Color property to change the color of the font to dark purple. Now let's set the properties for the last object in our form, the Image Box object. First we'll click the Image object. We'll set the Stretch property to True, and we'll specify the picture with the Picture property setting. We can use the Load Picture dialog box to scroll to our picture, which is named coins.wmf. This is a meta file that will display a stack of coins when the user wins. Since the user hasn't won yet, we want to start by setting the Visible property setting to False for the image object. If you think better of a property setting, you can always change it. I've decided I don't like those unsightly label tags in the spinner windows at the top of the form. So I'm going to click each of those windows individually and remove the caption properties. I'll remove the first property, and I'll remove the second property, and I'll remove the third property. Now we're finished setting properties for our Visual Basic form. And so let's close our Properties window by double-clicking the title bar. In the next demonstration, you'll see how to use program code to finalize your application.